All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. If all of you can hear me loud and clear, can all of you type energy in the chat? Okay. Let me see and feel all of your energy. Okay. So, once again, if you can hear me loud and clear, please type energy in the chat. Okay. So, for today, we are going to I'm going to share with you some very, very exciting things. So what we are going to go through today, as you have seen earlier, is actually the top five energy stocks that are ready to explode in 2025. Okay, so I've been dipping my feet and researching a little bit into the energy sector, and I found five stocks that are actually growing at way more than the S&P. Some even growing as of this year, grow more than 100%. That means it's 2x in 1 year already. Okay, and I'm going to share them with you right now. Okay, so let me share my screen. Okay, let me share my screen first. Okay, now, so if y'all can see my screen, please type please type energy in the screen if y'all can see it. Okay, okay. Okay, great. I see y'all can see it already. Okay. Now, so here also we are going to go through. Okay. Now, the top five energy stocks, right? Before we go through that, what I am going to walk through with you is to give you guys some sort of understanding on what the energy sector is all about. Okay, because energy is very, very varied, right? So there's a lot of things that are within energy. Okay, for example, oil and gas is energy. Then you guys know wind energy, solar energy, so on and so forth. Okay, so what we are going to do is I'm going to just share with you a little bit about the energy sector so you have some context and you are aware as well. Okay, but first off, the user disclaimer. Okay, so we make no representation or guarantees. Everything that we share here is for informational purposes only. So this kind of advice, if you need, remember to seek for a professional financial advisor. Okay, everything here is for educational purposes only. Now let's get started. Now, what does the energy sector means? How do we define the energy sector? Okay, the energy sector plays a very, very crucial role in the economy, right? So aside from powering homes, transportation, and factories, energy sources are also a component in many of the products that we use on a daily basis. So just type in the chat, what is one product that you use every day that you think utilizes energy? Okay, so just type in the chat, right? Because any companies, right, that as long as they play a role in extracting, refining, or supplying consumer fuels, they are all considered as energy companies. Okay, so very easy. I think all of us would probably know that one of it is oil and gas, right? Oil and gas, like when you go to the fuel company, like example Shell, you pump petrol. Shell is an energy company, right? So you see, energy is actually all around us. Okay, it's not just something hidden. It's all everything that's being used to power things. Those are energy. Now, when we look at how the energy industry has performed over the long run, okay, so this is the energy ETF called XLE. So, what is XLE? Think of it as the ETF that has comprised of all kinds of energy stocks. Okay, but also take note that again, energy is very wide, right? So a lot of these includes companies like Shell, Exxon, so on and so forth. Okay, so these are the kind of companies that are within the energy sector and inside this ETF as well. And as you can see, right, some of you might ask me, might say that, hey, Beyond, I see that the energy sector has been moving sideways, since 2020. Are you sure there's opportunity? Are you sure that there's a lot of things that we can look at in the energy sector? Okay, the answer is yes, right? Because the ETF sees the whole industry. And again, what comprises of ETF can be many companies. And remember that some of these ETFs might have consist companies that we already know from day-to-day basis, right? Like Shell, which are moving, oil and gas is moving sideways and things like that. But what about companies that are creating or doing energy that are in the future? Okay, that are in the future. What about those kind of companies, right? Like what about other than oil and gas? What other energy company are there that we can find that might not be in the ETF, but potentially in the future there might be an ETF over there. Okay, can so you see, energy is very extensive and diversified one. Okay, it's not only the ETF. The ETF gives us an idea of the overall industry, but there are some stuff that for example, renewable energy or alternative energy will play an important role in the future, especially the demand for electric car continues to grow, for example. Okay, now in the meantime, whenever I go through, you guys have any questions, feel free to type in the chat, okay, and I'll answer it when I go along. Now I see we says Occidental Petroleum can buy. Now we are not here to give you a direct answer whether can buy or cannot buy. Okay, that will serve you no purpose, right? If I tell you can buy, what are you going to do? Are you going to buy? You will not have confidence, right? So again, there's this thing called conviction. Okay, conviction cannot borrow one. Conviction must be built from yourself. Okay, even I tell you to buy, right? How much will you buy? Right? You will not have the confidence to buy. And then ultimately, right? Remember, make money, lose money is our individual's responsibility. Okay, so what I suggest to you, very simple, right? Instead of seeing someone else buying or what, when you look into the company, what does the company does? And then ask yourself, hey, look at their numbers in the future, right? Can they continue to grow or not? Okay, that's a question that will guide you. And the good thing, it can apply to any companies that you look at. Not only Occidental Petroleum, any companies, you can also use that mindset. Okay, so I'm teaching you how to fish. I'm not feeding you the fish right now. Okay, let's continue. Now, you can also take a look at this. There's a lot of different kinds of energy. So, example, what we have known before last time, is during the 1960s, what powered the world was diesel, diesel trains and things like that. And what we used last time is like what, coal. All right. It was coal, right? And then gradually the economy changed, right? We started to use oil. Okay. And then over time, you started to see that, hey, other than oil and gas, right? We started to see more things. Natural gas came out. Okay. Then even have this thing called nuclear energy. Okay, and then after that, later, right, over the past few years, that means more to recent times, after 2000s and things, we started to see more things. Renewable energy, okay, hydropower, okay, hydropower, and then you see this is like solid waste, okay, using waste and then generate energy from there. And then after that, where have we moved to? We are moving to green power, sustainability. Okay, can we global warming, right? Okay, what kinds of energy can we utilize that does not add to global warming? This brings rise to what we call green power. Okay, example, wind energy, solar energy, biomass, biogas, geothermal, and low impact hydro power. Okay, so right now, where are we? Right now, we are seeing a lot of companies, a lot of people that knows that green energy is the future, right? Green energy is no matter what, right? Green in future, you can kind of see that, okay, yes, oil and gas as of today, yes, it still plays a part in today's economy, right? But think of it in the long term. Long term, not saying just like what, 2 year, 1 year later. You think longer, 5 year, 10 year. Okay, will this kind of company have a bigger presence in the market or not? Okay, so these are all kind of energy, and now this brings me to the first company that I'm going to share. So if you are excited for me to share the first company, can all of you type let me think, can all of you type energy in the chat? Okay, if you are excited for me to share the first company, please type energy in the chat. Okay, so I want to see all of you excited. I see there's close to in total, right, where we are streaming from, there's close to 100 of you. So hey guys, invite all your friends, come in, right? Hey, this kind of top 5 stocks, I don't share all the time one. Okay, when I share, you must go and clinch the opportunity, go and call your friends, your family, your friends, come and join in. Okay, because these are companies that are, I'm not going to show a company that has fallen like 50%. I'm showing companies that have potential, and at the same time, I will explain to you what the company does, why got potential. Okay, so invite all your friends and energy. Okay, now let's go to the first company, which is this company called MP Materials. Maybe some of you never heard of it before. Maybe some of you heard of it before. MP Materials. Okay, let me explain to you what this company does. So MP Materials, they are America's only fully integrated rare earth producer. Okay, that means they are the only one. There's no other company in the US that can produce integrated rare earth producer. Their MP Materials is the only one, and they are not the one that just mine it. They have the full spectrum supply chain. That means from mining until processing, right? Until they go all the way to metallization and magnet manufacturing. Okay, Maxine, hold on, be patient. Learn about the company first before you see the ticker, right? Slow and steady. Whenever we look at any company, right, looking at the ticker is the last thing. We look and understand the company first. We feel the potential. Then we look at the ticker, right? Remember, price is the last thing we want to see. We see the company fundamentals first. Okay. Now, if all of you understand this, please type fundamentals in the chat. Okay, don't need to rush to the ticker first. Don't worry, I'll share them with you. But I want to make sure you benefit first. So I want to share with you what the company does, so you understand. And then when you see it later, you know why the company is like that. Okay, now What do they do? Okay, so you can see, first they do extraction. Okay, high grade ore, right, which is mined and processed in Mountain Pass, California. So this is where the mine is located, Mountain Pass. So after that, right, once they extract it, what do? They refine it. Okay, they refine the extraction, all the ores, okay, they refine it into high purity rare earth compound. Okay, and then after that later, right, at Mountain, and then you reduce it to metal. Okay, then after that, once they do, after they refine already, they use it to manufacture, right? They combine with other metals to produce the world most important, efficient permanent magnets, okay, in Texas. Now, the thing about mining companies is that there are a lot of mining companies in the world, but these mining companies only do the mining. MP Materials is the only one in the United States that does rare earth mining, and not only mining, they do end to end from extracting all the way to manufacturing. So you can see full process. Okay. Now, what is the exciting thing about MP Materials? Okay, we can see what are their stuff used for. Because you see, when we say magnets, right? Maybe some of you might think, oh, is it the North Pole, South Pole magnet? Okay, I tell you, a magnet can be used to make a lot of things. Okay, one of it is automotive, right? Car batteries. Okay, in car uses magnet one. Okay, this kind of rare earth elements. Next, energy, right? Energy industry, like what we shared earlier, this part of it. Defense and aerospace. Okay, remember defense and aerospace. Later you'll see something very, very interesting. And the next one is electronics, right? Using electronics, AI tools and things. These are small metals and things like that. You know, all these kind of semicon and things like that. All this kind of metallic element, rare earth elements. And the last one, guys, I want you to look at this. Think of the future. Okay, everyone says AI, but think beyond AI. What is the future? Robotics, right? Humanoid robots. These are the kind of things. These are the kind of ideas, right? Think of the potential ahead and think of what a company can do. Okay, so you can see these are all what is being used, okay, to make these kind of things. Okay, now let me share with you some exciting news. Why is it? You guys notice, right, that they are the only one in the United States that does rare earth. Okay, so what happened recently, just in July, guys? MP Materials announced transformational public-private partnership, guys, with the Department of Defense to accelerate US rare earth magnetic independence. Guys, a partnership with the United States. Hey, this is huge, you know. Okay, then you might say, hey, Bjorn, what is US rare earth magnet independence? What does that mean? Okay, guys, let me explain to you. What this means is that, you know, in the world, there's a lot of places that can do rare earth. One of them is China. Okay. And think about right now, where are we right now? Donald Trump is the president of the United States, right? And you can see we are always at loggerheads. The US is always at loggerheads with China, right? So think about it. Why would the US want to rely on China to provide this kind of rare earth elements? And also got tariffs some more, right? So what does this US rare earth magnet independence means? It means that the United States want to manufacture and want to do everything in-house, bring back manufacturing back to United States. And this is why this partnership happened. Okay, so you can see to break China's grip. Okay, and US Defense Department become MP Materials bigger shareholder. Okay, and you can see, guys, nearly 50% on the news. So you can see how powerful this company is. Okay, but again, these are what the company does. These are the quality of the company. Okay, and the fundamentals. This is something that the financials is something you have to dig deeper. Okay, for this kind of companies, there has to be a lot of research, a lot of quality that's being done to it. Okay, and if you look at the share price, right, look at how it has performed year to date, 300% year to date. Okay, 300% year to date. So you can see 67, it was hovering between 200 and then suddenly it fly after the news over there. So you can see how powerful, how this kind of the advantage they have being the only one, right? And then it actually they actually secure a deal for the United States, and here we are. Okay, now again, let's look at the financials very, very quickly. Okay, so let's just go. Okay, let me stop share. Okay, very quickly. Okay, and let's look at the financials very, very quickly. Okay, let me share my screen once again. Okay, now let's take a look at the financials. Okay, let's see. So y'all can see, right? Okay, y'all, let's look at the financials. Okay, now y'all will notice that, hey, beyond the revenue, why is it like that? How come the revenue slowing down? Okay, That's why you see for companies, we always must see the good side and the bad side. Okay. Oh, let me swap the screen. Maybe you all should see this one. Like that might be better. Okay. Now, when you see companies, we all must see good side and bad side. So you see, even though you run out, some people ask, hey, Bjorn, is it too high already now? Too expensive or not? Okay, this one is we have to do a lot more research. Right. So you can see, hey, the revenue, how come the revenue declining? Right. Then after that, you can see, right, actually slowly, only the last year, okay. Then if you look at the quarterly, right, you can see, right, the revenue, a bit like moving sideways there. Then how? Okay, now then we look at the operating income. You see, it's still burning cash, burning cash over here, and you can see this one, the net cash also negative, okay, and they're still burning cash over here. Okay, so now you see, and we look at their cash, right? But the good thing is they have a lot of cash inside the bank. That is the good news. So then the question is it still overvalued or not? Right? Is it time to buy? Right. So you see, right at this point, it has run up, but the financials haven't matched. Right. So how do we view this kind of situation? This applies to any company. Okay. How do we view this kind of situation? Right. Is that we must ask ourselves, okay, what is the potential ahead? Because if we cannot believe and see the potential of the company, then it's very hard to invest in this kind of company. Right. So if the financials fail, right, but we know, this company is damn good, right? Then how do you do the research? That's where a lot of digging, a lot of research comes in already. Okay, Ken. So this is like for you guys to see, like we see holistic picture, right? You see what a company does, and then we also see the financials, and then we make a decision from there. You make a decision, okay, how should we position ourselves? Okay, that way, right? Y'all don't just blindly I share y'all. Oh, today market open, Beyond says this 5 stock, I buy the 5 stock. No, guys, I never say any of that. Y'all must do your own due diligence. Okay, so if you all understand this, please type in the chat DYODD. DYODD means do your own diligence. Okay, now let's move on to company number 2. Okay, company number 2 is a solar company. Okay, and this company is called Next Tracker. Okay, Next Tracker. Okay, so again, we look at understand the business first. Okay, what is Next Tracker? Okay, so Next Tracker basically, now let me, before I explain the company, I will share with you what the company does. Okay, so they are in the solar business, and usually, right, you all see solar panels, they are always installed like that. Okay, so the panel will be facing the sky. So how it works, is that the panels will absorb the sun rays and convert that to energy. So you can see it's all fixed one. Okay, it's all fixed one to a certain direction, and maybe at most in a direction, right, it can tilt up and down lah. Just tilt up angle only. So example, let me show you guys a visualization. So like example, this solar panel, right, and then there's the sun ray that's coming in this direction. Okay, so if the sun moves up, if the sun goes to this direction, okay, maybe the panel can move in a higher tilt like that. Okay, maybe okay, because the angle is only a certain direction one, okay, because most of it is all fixed ground like that. Now, so this is how it works, solar panel. But what happens, guys, if the sun comes from behind like that? Then you realize, cannot, then they cannot convert the energy over here already. So you realize, right, what is the main one of the main issue for solar panels that was installed earlier on was that they were only able to capture the energy in this portion. Right. But once the sun goes to the other side, they cannot capture the energy like that. So you can see the efficiency drops. Right. So then the question is, okay, and also another thing, right? Sun movement changes all the time, right? Based on weather. Sometimes for weather, there's no sun. When it's raining weather, there's no sun. Or sometimes the sun is being blocked by the clouds. Or sometimes the sun, different regions in the world, daylight savings and things like that. The sun movement is different, right? So then how would the panels know when to tilt and things like that? Okay, so you see, now this is what the company does. Okay, they do this thing called a solar tracker solution. Okay, they call it the NX Horizon. This is one of them, but I'll show you because it's straightforward. The solar tracker solution. Okay, so now how does this work? Okay, now take a look at this. This is how it works. This machine over here, Next Tracker, and you can see how the arm, like this, it can rotate one. Okay, so how this works is they have this tracker, okay, that they install on the solar panels, right? Where each row of panel, they move independently to follow the sun. Because again, solar panel, right? You all see earlier, right? How does it move? They move in one whole row. So sometimes on the way that the sun move in direction cannot be all move at the same time. right? Because if all installed at the same, they probably if they adjust everything has to be adjust all at once, ma. Then it's still not optimized, right? So what does Next Tracker do, right? Is that they create this kind of a system to install on the panels, right? So that every single panel will move independently to follow the sun. Okay, and they use AI to do it. Okay, they use technology that uses this kind of weather forecasting data and AI to automatically adjust panels based on where the sun is individually, every single panels. Okay, that is one. In addition, remember just now I said about rain and things like that, right? What do? Right, if they know that it cannot be during rain when there's no cloud, it will be blocked, right? So they actually utilizes this to keep the panels in the store position, like keeping it in a way ahead of those kind of like big storms, rainy weather, and things like that. So these protects the panel. Right, because imagine got those kind of like those hailstorm and things like that, then the panel will be damaged, right? But when they utilize these kind of things, their system, right, will allow the companies to actually protect the panels and therefore increase lifespan, number one. Second, improve reliability. Okay, so this is what they do. Okay, so I saw a comment by Glenn says, personally don't touch energy sector. Totally fine. Okay, even if you don't touch, right? So if you ask me, I also don't touch a lot of energy sector. But one thing is you don't know what you don't know, right? We don't know what we don't know. The thing about us as humans is we must continue to keep learning. We cannot think we know everything, right? I don't know everything, right? So the important is even if we don't invest or don't touch any sector, it's always good to have this knowledge. Why? When we have this kind of knowledge, right, we know how AI can be implemented in such ways in this particular case, right? And then that allows us to think. We have a lot more information when we consume information. And this kind of thing will help us in my potential help us in what we do in other stuff. Okay. So but personally for me, I also like to read, right? I like to find out about this kind of interesting technology as well, right? But if you don't like, it's fine, right? But then it's always good to learn how businesses are growing, how adapting, right? It's like humans like that. We have to keep adapting. We stay stagnant, we will be obsoleted. So we must keep adapting. We must keep learning, know how things work, and move with how the surround how the economy and environment demands us as well. Okay, that's how we actually grow. Now let's look at their performance. Year to date, 74%. Okay, so you can see 74% year to date. And you can see how the results works. Right, very interesting one. You see, they work like a bit like a staircase. You see, this one staircase go up. Then this one, okay, maybe it trend down because of what? Donald Trump, right? But soon recover. Then what? Staircase. Pa, go. Staircase. Pa, go. Then a bit of what? Then here, pa, go up. Right, you all can see it's a bit like staircase. What does this kind of staircase thing mean? It means their financials are getting better time and time again. Right, every quarter the numbers keep performing, then it went up. Right, so you can see as of this year is higher than where it started already. Okay, so wait, this kind of thing you read, then what? Then you know that. Then if any one of you if you're interested, right, then go and read, right? Go and read, see how the business, see how the financials. I mean, you don't have to invest, right? You read, we learn, then we get the knowledge, right? Then we know we have a broader understanding of how the economy works. Because this kind of stuff, when you see this kind of companies performing, right, it will also give you an idea, right? Why the numbers are improving. The numbers are improving because more people are buying. Why are more people buying? Because becoming more important. Right, then it's getting more important, right? That means in future, right, this will be even more important, right? These are the kind of things, and then you account for all the news that you read, all the macro news. Like in this particular case, right, you see Trump is a guy that loves conventional energy, oil and gas, right? That means he likes oil and gas. Like remember, he pulls out of the Paris Accord, the climate control. He pulled out there. That means he's not really into renewable energy. But why is this company performing well? Even though Trump don't really like and Trump not really bothering much about renewable, but why this company perform? These are the kind of thinking that we have, and this will help you to grow as an investor. All right, now, so let's move on to the third company. So if you understand about Next Tracker, right, can all of you type Next, Nex in the chat, okay? So like Serangoon Next, like that, just type Next in the chat, okay? So I know that I can move on to the next company. Okay, now the third company, also similar in the solar industry. Actually, the solar energy space is quite big, quite massive. So the third company is this company called Clearway. Okay, Clearway. So what does Clearway does? Okay, Clearway is what we call them. They are like a renewable renewable energy landlord. Landlord, okay, they are like, so imagine you got a property and you rent the property out. You are the landlord, okay, and you collect rent from your from the people, from the renters. Clearway Energy, they are also a landlord, but for renewable energy. So where and who they collect rent from? They collect rent from wind and solar farms through very long contract. They collect rent from there. They are the landlord, right? So they are basically a power company that owns and runs a lot of clean energy assets. So they rent out electricity from solar farm, wind farm. If I'm not wrong, also got natural gas plant. Okay, so how do they do that? Right, is they actually sign what we call long-term contract. Okay, short form. Okay, long-term contracts to lock them in with this kind of huge utilities and businesses. So when they sign this kind of long-term contract, right, what does it mean? It means that their income is predictable and steady. Right? It's like how in Singapore we have the electrical plan, right? Okay, when we every time we sign with the electrical the company what I think Jernoko or SP Power, we always sign 2-year contract one. Correct or not? Then the rate is fixed one. But for them, their long-term contract is not just 1 year, 2 year. It's 5 year or longer, no? Okay? It's like you have a very long-term tenant paying rent to you every single month. Okay, so you can see how big they have over 400 projects. Huge, huge projects. So they have been around a long time already. Okay, now if you look at some of their farms, so they own all these farms. The first one, what you see is wind farm. Okay, all the wind turbine you can see all the wind turbine, the huge wind turbine over here. So they own it and then they collect rent They sign long-term contracts with this kind of utility, and then they already have all these things they own it, and then they go and rent it out. Solar farm, okay, S for solar farm. Okay, you can see huge solar farm. Okay, then you think about next tracker, right? Would they use next tracker? An idea for you all to go and consider, go and see. Okay, and the last one is battery storage. Okay, battery storage also they do. Okay, they battery. I tell you, battery and magnets in future, especially with the whole world going to EV. I mean, you just look at Singapore. You all see Singapore, guys. You all realize that we are getting a lot more influx of EV cars. It started with BYD, right? Actually, it was Tesla first. But then Tesla was still a bit earlier in Singapore. Then after it moved to what? It moved to BYD. BYD Atto 3, Singapore most well-known car brand. Already beat Honda Viso. Last time, you always see Honda Viso on the road. Now you see BYD Atto, electric car. On top of that, after that, what do you see? You see other Chinese brands coming. Jayco. You see, I don't know, is Ion, AION. A lot more. You're starting to see you see in Singapore context, you all can see how the market is changing already. You all can see that, right? So as investors, right, we can always see this to be aware of our surroundings as well. Okay, so you can see this is what they do. Okay, so now let's move on to the next part. Okay, so what is next? Let's see. The next one, you guys can see how they have been performing. Right. You can see how they've been performing. Year to date, 14%. Okay, not so much, not so much like the earlier two that we see, but got potential one. Correct or not? Because of what they do, right? So how do we assess this kind of companies? Okay, how do we assess this kind of companies? Okay, especially in their particular case, right, is you have to see their contracts. Right? How long is their contract? How many people are all their funds being leased out? What is the rate of contract and things like that? Okay, so you all can see interestingly, okay, even though year to date only 40%, but I want you guys to bring your attention to how the chart has been in this direction, in what we call a very nice uptrend in this direction, right? And then there's a recent dip, which is we have to find out why. Why is there a recent dip? Because sometimes this kind of dip might be opportunity. Okay, it might be opportunity. Okay, so these are the kind of things that we want to see. Okay, again, we understand a company, ask ourselves, hey, will it be relevant or not? 5 years, 10 years later or not? Right, that kind of thing. Then it helps us to make a better and well-informed decision about these kind of companies. Okay, now before I move on to company number 4, I have 2 more companies, guys. Okay, now before I move on to companies number 4, I have something special to share with all of you. Only just for all of you. I know that there's about in total about 130 of you here. Okay, wow, I'm glad that you all call your friends and family. I know initially was 100, now got 130. Okay, so if y'all okay, let me ask, if y'all like me to share this kind of companies, maybe across different. Now this one is energy, but if you all want to see me share companies like the top 5 companies in other industry, can you all type 5 in the chat now? Okay, if you want to type 5, then I think then maybe okay, maybe I consider to do more frequently. Okay, I consider to share more of these ideas for you so y'all can grow as well. So if it's something that you want, y'all type 5 in the chat now. I want to see got interest, got interest, then I will do my best to make it happen, right? So all of you can benefit from it. Okay, wow. Okay, I see He Chao, I see Lee, Hong Fong, Andy, Karen, Arisha, Tommy. Okay, wow, nice. Okay, then wow, the rest of you, hey, if you want to see, just type okay. Okay, now before that, before we move on to company 4, what I want to share with all of you is this. Okay, so the 3 companies so far I share with you, they are just examples. Okay, now what is the real age? Okay, the real age, guys, is knowing how to spot them early, knowing how to spot before they fly, right? And that is the first step. After knowing how they spot them before they fly, is then using tools, strategies like options to accelerate our portfolio and see how we can grow it faster. Okay, and that's what Rachel and me, Rachel's my partner, will be teaching in our upcoming Buffett Acceleration Masterclass. Okay, and the next session, guys, you guys are lucky. Why? Because the next session is happening right away, tomorrow, straight away. Okay, tomorrow straight away is going to happen already. So that's why, today we share the live review so y'all can straight away capitalize on this and straight away learn. And maybe you're the one who share me the top 5, not me already. So we'll walk you through the exact process for identifying these kind of great businesses, just like the ones you saw. And it's going to be inspired by Warren Buffett's, okay, the legendary investor, everyone knows him, inspired by his timeless principle, but updated today for today's market. And also how to use options to further accelerate your returns safely. Okay, so again, hey guys, this is completely free to join. Okay, so it's free. You're the only thing, you need to, no, it's free one. This one is like for you guys one. We want to just teach you guys how to go and spot them early. Then y'all can share them with us. Okay, so it's free, but you need to grab your spot. Okay, because got limited slots. We don't open this class all the time, and we open once every few weeks only. So if you all go to the QR code and scan, you'll realize there's only one date because we don't open like every single time one. But so you need to grab your spot fast. So you can just scan the QR code on the screen. And on the top right, you can see there's this sign up now as well. Okay, so you can just scan that as well. I'll leave it there. So as long as I go through the slide, for those of you who wants to also capitalize on this, you can just scan there. Okay, so if you want to learn how to go beyond just these kind of tips, and actually you are the one who go and spot these companies yourself. Okay, make sure you don't miss this. Okay, so again, it's going to happen tomorrow from 8 to 10 p.m. Okay, now I will move on to the next company, company number 4, which is this company called Solar Edge. Okay, I'm guessing now the next question on your mind will be, wow, Bjorn, why you always share solar energy? Why not wind energy? Why not nuclear energy and things like that? Hey, guys, not that I don't want to share, but in different phase in the market in the world, there are different companies that will flourish in the next 5 years. And there are companies that are what we call too early in their time. Okay, what do I mean by that? Okay, in 5 years ago, you just think of it before all the AI stuff that's happening right now. 5 years ago, guys, if you look at AI companies, it is not doing very well. Okay, but maybe some of them are starting to creep up, right? And only 5 years later, then these kind of companies are coming up, right? So the overall idea is the same. There are different life cycle in the market. There will be companies that will be the next frontier, but there will be companies that are also way earlier. That their time has not yet come. The keyword is not yet. Not that it will not come. Not yet come. Okay? So what is our role is we want to find companies that are just about to go to that stage. Okay? Not yet come on, we can. Okay, that's why we always keep reading and we know like how the market is moving, and gradually you can see we will look at the next stage. Right. So example, AI, right? You can see AI now more people know about. Imagine you found AI like three years ago. That kind of stuff. Okay. And right now in the energy, you all can see solar. And it's proven by all of these companies that are doing all the techs that are coming out. Okay, so now we got that off the way. Let me go into solar. Now, you all might think that Solar Edge, hey, Beyond, is it another company that manufactures solar panel? The answer is no. Okay, it is not a company that manufactures solar power. They are the company that manufactures the brain of the solar power. The brain. instead of them generating power using their panels, what they do is they build the inverter and the smart control tech that connects solar power to this thing called the electric grid. Okay, so in this world, underground, there's this called electric grid. How all of our house are powered is called the grid. Underground, we don't see one. Like the whole Singapore is powered by this electric grid one. So Solar Edge, right, builds the inverter and tech to connect to the grid to maximize efficiency. Now let's look a bit deeper. So you can see they are the global leader. And what do they actually do? You can see how huge they are. But what they do, right, is that they do devices. They build devices that turn sunlight into usable electricity. Okay, that means they actually do this kind of inverter stuff. But on top of that, I want to bring your attention to this, which is what we call smart monitoring. Okay, for residential. So you see this panel is all solar panel. Okay, but what they do, okay, on top of helping residential owner turn their rooftop into power plant, okay, very interestingly, okay, they actually have this like a, smart home, right? We have smartphone to smart homes, our app to control all the lights auto turn off and things like that. This is smart home for solar panel. Right. So that means every single solar panel, there's a small device that maximizes output. Right. And they have a app, this monitoring app. You can see the Solar Edge Go and My Solar Edge that lets you track how much each energy panel is producing in real time. So you can track as homeowner the efficiency of your energy. Right. How efficient is your energy? Okay, so you can see, right, a lot of things are apart from the power optimizer and smart modules, the inverter and battery, right? Your EV charger, this one coming soon. Coming soon. Now imagine in future, right, your EV charger all powered by don't use your electricity, use solar panel one. Okay, and then all these management devices, which is all basically this whole what we call the whole smart home system, but powered by solar panel. Okay, so you can see this is basically is they are utilizing AI as well. Okay, so that you as the homeowner, it basically maximizes efficiency, right? Rather than you don't know how much electricity they are using, and in the long run, this one save money, right? Save money as well. So this is their residential, but on top of residential, what do? They also do commercial. Now this is bigger scale one, huge one. Large buildings, you can see IKEA you can see DHL, Mercedes Benz, High School, Switzerland. Hey guys, these are huge, right? From large buildings to solar farms, they are the one that also help to scale up. Okay, so their inverter is not only for residential. Okay, they actually it can handle large scale one. Okay, from hundreds or thousands of panels on office, factories, or solar fields. Okay, and then you can see, right, how they do optimize energy ecosystem for rooftops, and is designed for several commercial industrial applications. So this is what they say. And then similarly, this one, the app we have just now I shared is for homeowners, right? But they also have the same thing. This one is more advanced, cutting edge, right? Cutting edge for businesses as well. So their software and these kind of optimizers, they help to keep all their huge system running at peak efficiency. And basically, you just imagine this kind of power plants, manufacturing plants, they are running on so much electricity, right? Running on so much electricity. So these are the kind, they actually help them to optimize and save money in the long run. Okay, so for businesses with fleets or energy heavy operations, Solar Edge actually help to offer battery storage and EV charging solutions. Okay, so whether it's a family home office, a family home or large office park, they don't make the panels. Okay, it makes the smart tech that makes the panel work harder, smarter, and more profitable. Okay, so you can see how powerful this is. Very interesting. Okay, now let's see how they have been performing over the past 1 year. Okay, so we take a look at how have they been performing over the past 1 year. Take a look, guys. 31% the past year. And again, you can see is a little bit of a staircase. You can see, okay, like that. Oh, sorry, like that staircase. I then go there. Okay, Trump. Okay, Trump, everyone never get spat. Okay, then you see staircase. Okay, then go down a bit, staircase, and drop. Staircase. But staircase. Right, of course, you will not, no staircase will be very, very nice one, but that's ideal case. But you can see, right, is that uptrend, right? So then you start to, what is it that made them continue to perform since 2024, and can they continue ahead? This is how we kind of evaluate these kind of opportunities and see whether, might there be an opportunity or not, right? So that's where reading comes in, okay? Because I can tell you energy is, especially right for the electricity grid, it requires a bit of time. right? To understand. Okay, not very easy because we don't see it. It's like in university, one of the toughest course that I know is called electrical engineering. That's oh guys, I tell you, electrical engineering is one of the toughest course because it's so hard to see electricity, right? Okay, but the good thing is nowadays you can find information using AI tools, right? Go and learn about that. Go in Google, go and find out. I tell you, you will learn a lot of things. Okay, then who knows? In future, you will also be want to go and optimize your house with solar panels. Okay, now this is solar age. Okay, now if you are ready for me to move on to the last company, can all of you type? You're ready for me to move on to the last company? Can all of you type solar in the chat? Okay, solar in the chat. If all of you are ready to move on to the last company, type solar. Okay, this is the last company already. Okay, so I want all of you to show me how much you want to know this company. Okay, type solar in the chat. Now, what is the last company? The last company, okay, is drum roll, ta 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 ta. One industry, ta 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 ta. Is none other than solar. Solar, okay, they are also solar. Okay, so you guys notice the companies that I found that have been performing well over the past 1 years are solar companies. Then I can tell you immediately one thing. Is it the world is moving more towards solar energy? Right. This is the top of my mind because if we only see one company that is doing well out of so many solar companies, then okay, maybe it's the company is special. But if we see different companies doing different things in the solar industry, does it mean that the solar industry is getting more attention? That more people are learning to adopt solar energy in their business? Because you see, it's across the board. It's not just one company. Right. It's like how you see now AI, right? All AI company will run. As long as you do some sort of AI, you will run already. Now, solar, right? Again, so this is just my thought. This is what I am thinking right now. Just openly sharing with all of you. Okay, now let's go to Sunrun. Okay, Sunrun. Okay, Sunrun is now for them is a bit different. Okay, I would say for them, what Sunrun focuses on is solar panel installation. Okay, that means they just install the solar panel. Very straightforward business. But the thing about them is they are the largest. They are the largest residential solar panel installation in the United States. They are the largest. Okay, so they are the one that comes to your house, put the panels on your roof. Okay, sometimes they add other stuff like batteries. Okay, so they are known as the solar on your roof company. Okay, only focus on residential, no commercial. Now, so you can see what they sell. Okay, solar panel, straightforward. And then they also sell other batteries and backup system. In case, solar panel or raining day or, there's no sun, no cloud, not enough energy. So they have batteries and backup system as well. So on top of it, right, okay, they do also provide options like lease and financing. So people can convert to solar without paying so much. So you can see that they are building a more resilient electric grid and doing it at a massive scale and rapid pace. So that's the biggest one. So how do they make money? So they make money is like a recurring income. Okay, they earn from monthly solar payments from their customers or leases, and they sell power back to the grid. Okay, sell power back. Now, if you ask me how to sell power back to grid, this one, I tell you, this one technical. This one, if I explain, I need another 1 hour to share you guys how to sell power back to the grid. It's quite complicated, but how electricity grid works, it works two-way one. You can buy power and you can also sell power one. Okay, so for many homeowners, right, so, Sunray makes solar affordable by removing the need to buy panels. So instead of you really go and buy one whole solar panel and install it, I think it's damn expensive. So that's why they have this leasing option. So you pay like a fee okay, leasing and financing. So it's not so expensive for a user to adopt this kind of solutions. Okay, so you can see that they are the number one residential market leader. Okay, out of so many, they are more than double of the next closest competitor over there. Okay, and in addition, very interestingly, what I want you to look at is this one. Remain less than 1% of total residential electricity market. Okay, that means they are only taking 0.6 of all the electricity in the market right now. Okay, and residential electricity sales, you can see total spend was 2.6 billion annually, and Sunray is just taking 0.6%. So now you think about it, if the economy moves towards clean energy over the long run, and they are the largest benefactor of it, how will they fare? How will they stand? Okay, it's something for you to think about. also. Now, if we look at their how they do, right? Okay, so straightforward lah. This one is just it's not as like like advanced as what we saw earlier. Okay, but then you can see that they just want to become the clean energy provider lah. Okay, integration every single thing. So you can see solar power lah, battery lah, EV chargers, circuit lah, every single thing in your house okay, is all due from solar power over here. So they are the biggest ones. Okay, so they can actually not just install, they can actually help you to design, help you to install. Okay, and also right, because when they rely less on the electricity grid, right, they get more predictable energy bills lah. So like you see in Singapore context, sometimes your bill $50, then sometimes your bill $80, that kind of stuff, very hard, very irregular, right? So that's what they actually help consumers to do from their solar panels, right? And also think about it, will they be able to create more, use tech or use AI to improve this? I think highly possible. Definitely highly possible. Can they partner with some of the companies that we saw earlier? Right, that's possible. There's that optionality. Right. So in short, right, beyond just rooftops, what they do is they actually turn neighborhoods into mini power plants. Okay, and they support the grid while giving customers more control as well over their electricity. And when we look at their share price, guys, again, let's take a look. 1 year, they are up 60%. Okay, 60%. So you can see. Now, again, this is year to date, not 1 year, year to date. You can see, oh, they have been trending down over here. But what is happening after this? Suddenly, they fly up. But okay, suddenly correct back down to the original. But then, okay, again, fine. Then, but wow, at this point, I tell you, everyone might have been scared. Hey, this company not good. But imagine if you know this company, and again, everything, all this, how will you have the courage? How will you have the conviction to understand any position, not just whatever they're looking at? Right? It all boils down to how much you understand about the company. Right. That's why you see always after I share company, right? When we share the companies with you, what I share with you, the slides, I mean the share price is the last one. Right. Because I want you to understand the company first. If you don't understand the company, you will never learn how to you will always have this thing called borrow conviction. Right. Even if you drop, when you find it's undervalued, you'll be scared, you will not buy. For example, you guys, if you think back when the Trump tariffs happened in April, whole market crash, right? Whole market crash, right? But if you have you know the companies that you invest in very, very well, and you know that in the next, let's say worst case, even though April now is on hindsight, right? But let's say you know that these companies in the next 5 years, is going to be higher than where it is, right? That conviction, right? Because you know the company so well, you look at their numbers, you know their potential, right? And then you know that, hey, this is not the time to be afraid. This is an opportunity. When you know the company so well, right, when you research the company so deeply, right, you learn how to discern and differentiate between fear and confidence. And I tell you, the line is very, very close. The line is super close. Just a little bit, and you just see someone text you, you read one news, you can go into fear straight away. So I tell you, in investing, it's not easy, right? You must always ensure that you can always move towards the right side. This side, okay, to me, it's the right, okay, move towards confidence. And how you do that is by reading and understanding of the companies, right? Because if you don't, I can give you 100 stock tips. I can give you 100 stock tips, right? But at the end of the day, who is going to take action? You are going to take action. Who is going to be responsible for your investment? You are going to be responsible for your investment. If you win, your gain, you win is all credit to you. But you lose, credit also to you. Okay? Okay, so I hope all of you understand where I'm coming from. Okay, so if you all understand where I am coming from, can all of you type understand in the chat? So I want to make all of you become solid investor. Okay, solid investor, no matter what happens to the market, you all will never falter one. Okay, so you can see sunrise after later they recover. Then you see again like staircase like that. Staircase then staircase go up. Right, I like to see this kind of staircase companies. Okay, so this kind of excited company, I see they are like, wow, very interesting. But then some of you might think, hey, another thing I want to share with you, say, hey, beyond all-time high, cannot buy. Right. Hey, guys, I tell you, all-time high company can go all-time high one. I share with you all, okay, I'm going to drift off slightly a bit just to drill this concept very, very quickly. Okay. And it's a company that all of us know. Okay. All of us know very, very well. Okay. I'm going to share this company. A very quick side track, okay, before we go to the Q&A. It is company called DBS. Right, guys, look at DBS. Just see the 5-year chart. You look at the max, okay? You tell you at COVID when it dropped to that, then you see it recovered, right? When it just reached this point, $27 all-time high. Everyone was saying, wow, damn expensive. What did we see next? Continue run up. 33. Wow, damn expensive, all-time high. Drop. 27. Wow. I wait until drop to 25. Opportunity never come. Go up to 32. Wow. Resistance. Wow, cannot. Wait until you drop. 27. Wow, cannot. Wait until you drop to earlier. 27. Okay, to 27.3. Around there, I buy. Then go up. Wow, I tell you, despair already. You see 37. Wow, all-time high. Cannot. Confirm come down now, one. Again, go up. $44. Impossible. I don't believe this rally. Up. Then what we see? Now where we are, $50. Guys, I give you guys this tip. You all absorb this. Okay? You all can write this down. Great companies will always beat its all-time high. Again, I will repeat this. Great companies will always beat its all-time high. Okay, if you understand this concept, please type ATH in the chat. Look at this. All-time high, always beat one. Great companies will always beat it. If you come across a company that is not beating the all-time high, chances are it probably is not a fantastic company. But if you come across a company that always beats all-time high and the financials and valuations make sense, I tell you, the next all-time high can also come on. It all goes down to the quality, goes down to the valuations, goes down to the potential of the company. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to share with all of you lah, because every time some of you might think all-time high very expensive, all-time high very expensive. And again, this doesn't just apply to solar. This applies to everything, all kinds of investment that you see. I use DBS, totally different one, but I just thought this will be something that all of you would enjoy. Okay, now, so those are the 5 companies. Okay, those are the 5 companies. But what I want to do now, right, is I want to give a bit of time for Q&A. Okay, I want to give a bit of time for Q&A for any one of you who have questions. So if any one of you have questions, feel free to type in the chat. It can be regarding solar, what we went through today, energy stocks, or it can be anything. But I have just one request. Please don't ask me what stock to buy, or please don't ask me can buy this stock now or not. Okay, I don't want you all to ask me this kind of thing. Okay, so I want you all to ask me this kind of questions that can benefit you. Because again, if I just tell you what stock to buy, it will not benefit you a lot. So I want all of you to be able to ask me this kind of questions. Okay, so if you all have any questions, once again, just type into the chat. Okay, type into the chat, and then I will see if there's any questions. Okay, so anything. Okay, so okay, I see got no one so far. Don't have anyone. Okay, if you don't have anyone, then I will just I can share that earlier on. Remember that we have our buffer acceleration masterclass. Okay, so the one that we shared earlier. In the meantime, okay, for those of you who missed it, you want to see my face and Rachel face again, just scan the QR code. Okay, again, this is a session that we are doing for you to learn how to squeeze out even more knowledge, okay, so that you all will know how I actually find these companies, okay, and how we use strategies like options to actually go and utilize an exponential our return. Okay, now then I saw that okay, Altian says SMA inverter is one I have seen in many sites at Singapore. Thank you, Altian. Let me take a look at that. Okay, guys. So you see, this is the power of having people to give us this kind of tips. So Altian tell me SMA inverter that she's seen in many sites. Okay, so I take the tip. You also must take the tip also. Okay. Anyway, the link, if you all want to join the class, if it's easier to click for you, just click on the link. Okay, the rebrand link, you all can see in the notes there. Just go and click there, and you all can actually join already. Okay, so just click on the rebrand link that is in the chat itself. Okay, now again, anyone got any questions, or totally no questions for me? Totally zero questions for me. Any other questions for me or not? Okay, so I will just give some time, but in the meantime, let me just share a little bit about how the I don't know if you guys follow Jerome Powell. Okay, so Jerome Powell, guys. Okay, so if you guys don't know, last Friday there's this thing called the Jackson Hole event. Okay, so what happened during the Jackson Hole event was that Powell said something and it caused a whole stock market to rally lah. Okay, so what happens is that because when the rate cuts happen, right, when the price when rate cuts happen, right, it means borrowing will be cheaper. When borrowing is cheaper, that means more company can borrow money. More company can borrow money means what? Means they can invest more into their business, ma. Right. So that is business side. When we can invest more in the business, they can hire more people. And when they can hire more people, what's going to happen? They can get more revenue, get more profit. They can spend more on marketing. Okay. So this is one. Now, second one is also consumer side. You see, if interest rate drop, right, that means all the bank rates will also drop. Like you see, the UOB, OCBC, the rates dropping like very bad for the bank account one. And they can actually use what we do is consumers will actually see, hey, can I get a high return on my money? And then one of them is investing in the stock market. That's why you see the stock market rally as well, because it's positive. Okay, so that is the idea of why the market is bullish. But again, yes, be careful because now inflation is still a bit high. So if they continue to go and buy, right? If they continue to go and let me see, what was I about to say? I see the question that I a bit lost. So if let's say, right, let's say the rate cuts drop, right? But then more people are buying, right? What's going to happen? Inflation is going to increase as well. Okay. So that's why the Fed is in like this tricky situation right now. So that's why they are in a balance game. Okay, now I see some questions. Okay, Arisha says Fed hints to cut rate, S&P fly. How you see a stock market as to be up lah? Okay, Arisha, let me share with you. Long term, when I mean long term, I say 3 years down the road, 5 years, we will go up one. That is how I feel because it's proven by history, track record. In the last long term, right, it will go up. Now let's say short term, okay, short term like what you say September, right? I do agree with you. I think there might be a little bit of volatility. Why do I say that? Because last Friday, what he shared was he didn't say that September I will confirm cut the rate. Right, he's hinted that they might have to change policy, but he never said anything specific to him cutting rates. That is one. The second thing is from now till September, which is around 19th September, which he will announce it. And now until then, there will still be some data they are looking at, right, to assess the decision. That will be very important. Example, the unemployment rate as well is going to come out soon, if I'm not wrong. Those are the thing, right? Depending on how the data is, it might change the Fed decision. Okay, so historically, you are right, and we have been running since for a very long bull already, except for the April drop, right? So, where will it happen in September? I mean, you can see that yes, historically based on the data point, September has always been down. But I think that it's very hard to say now because if let's say the data shows that unemployment actually dropped by quite a bit, I think we might continue to see a rally. But if the data comes out and say unemployment is damn bad, like increase until damn jialat, then I tell you, we might see some volatility right? And unemployment, I don't know if any one of you know right? I think I've been listening, hearing around like quite a few people are getting unemployed as well. So it's a little bit a scary in a way Okay, so this is just something to share with all of you Okay, so I hope I answer your question. Okay, now let's see the next question, which is by free flow stock. He said, how do Dieter Zich, okay, I don't know how to pronounce Dieter Zich retirement Mercedes-Benz CEO affects the market Okay, so if you ask me, honestly, I don't think it will affect the market right? Because I feel like how Mercedes-Benz will perform is not dependent on this guy, right? It is very different from Elon Musk. Elon Musk, how Tesla perform is really dependent on Elon Musk because he's a figure that everyone sees. For Mercedes-Benz, right? Yes, I think that he actually retired, right? But then actually he retired quite a while ago already. That means not like yesterday and things like that And Mercedes has become a brand, a prestigious brand, that even though the CEO keep changing and things like that, I honestly think that basically there's no key person risk So I don't think it will affect the market in my opinion Okay, but bigger things if you think about like AI stuff like Nvidia like Jensen Huang stepping down that one will affect the market Okay, so this is what my answer is Okay, Landon, what is the difference between these energy coils and nuclear? So Landon, okay, nuclear is a form of energy. It's a form of energy. The difference is that actually the difference is just that the some of the companies you shared earlier, solar energy then the one is actually doing the other companies that does nuclear But I want to be upfront with all of you. I'm not going to lie to you and say I know everything Some stuff I also don't know one. Like nuclear energy for me very hard to visualize. I don't know what they mean by nuclear lah. Maybe I haven't do a lot of research into it lah. But like solar energy, you can visualize from the sun. Wind energy is from the wind, and then the turbine grow, and that's how it generate energy. Nuclear energy, I haven't really deep dive yet, but it's just a form of energy lor, renewable energy lah. But if you think about what which renewable energy most people use, that is those two. Okay. Now, okay, TJ says what will happen if Fed cut rates or market sells the news? TJ, actually, I think you saw the news already, lah, like what I shared earlier. Because when the Fed cuts rate is, it means that it's good news, lah, right? Because companies got more money. So probably the market will go up. But now the market has really expected that the Fed's cut. So if in September he really cuts, right, I don't think you will see a big movement, right? Because it has really been priced in. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. And then I see one last question. Okay, one last question before end, because it's a bit past 9 already. Arisha said, could you explain my sharing on the shift on the Fed playbook means? Okay, so let me share my screen on what Arisha is saying. Okay, so Arisha was sharing about this. Okay, let me share my screen so you will know what I mean. Okay, so what she was sharing was actually okay, actually let me open my Facebook so it's easier over here. Where do I have that? Did I have it on my Facebook? Okay, no. Let me share on where I share in our Telegram. Okay, is this. Okay. Okay, so let me okay, over here. So this is the one that Arisha was saying. Okay, that could you explain on about a Fed playbook means? So basically what this means, this Fed playbook, right, is that last time how they do is that they last time when they have some mistakes, that means they adjust the rates wrongly up or down, right? What they do is they don't do anything until they purposely let inflation to run up above 2%. So what I mean by that, right? So in COVID, when COVID happened, right, suddenly all interest rates dropped to 0%. Okay, and when it dropped, right, the Fed never do anything over there. They just let it drop until there. And then after they just wait, until inflation run all the way up to 4%. Then they start to act. They start to act at 4%, and then the tightening all comes. That's why you see whole of 2022 it dropped down because the Fed was tightening. So what they say now is that instead of being reactive to this, right, once they see inflation around 2%, they will go and adjust and play real time. It's like that already. That means it's like, you think of it like temperature in a room. If it's hot, they don't wait until the room becomes so hot, then they turn aircon. Or they don't wait until the room so cold, then they turn off the aircon. They wait for the right temperature, and then they play around in a very, very comfortable rate. A bit too hot, they adjust to be cold already, straight away. So this is what I mean by shift in Fed's play book. Okay, so I hope I answer your question. Okay, so okay, now is 9, but then okay, don't go. I got one more thing I want to share. So just now what you saw was a diagram, right? And what I want to do next is, of course, I want to invite all of you to join our Telegram. Okay, so this is our Buffer Online School Telegram. So this is where we actually update. For example, you see last Friday, I'll show you I was up, was watching how the thing, and we show you update this. So this is a free Telegram. So on top of it, there's also we share personal market insights, real-time updates for all of you to benefit. So if you haven't joined, okay, just scan this chat over here, scan this over here. Okay, then you all can join. It's free to join, by the way, so don't worry. Okay, so I'm just going to paste the link for those of you who are on PC as well. Okay, for PC, this one you all can see easily. Okay, so just click to join the link over here and scan, and it's free to join. Okay, and just enjoy over there. We also have some special watch list companies that we actually shared in the earlier post. You scroll a bit, you can find already. Okay, and now the last one is, of course, come and follow me on socials. Okay, so on my Facebook and YouTube, right? On YouTube, every single week, what I do is I post videos every single week, right? I'll post 1 or 2 videos on YouTube, and you see shorts as well. Then on Facebook, I also do a lot of sharing, a lot of insights about articles that I write, what I'm thinking about, as well as all kinds of short videos. So basically, it's all real-time updates. And of course, I would love to meet every one of you here. There's more than 100 of you over here right now. So yeah, follow me on socials, add me as friend, and be sure to like and subscribe to our page as well. Okay, and feel free to like and subscribe on my channel as well over here. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope that all of you have enjoyed today's session. Okay, so again, if you'd like to see more of it, just feel free to comment down below on this video what other industries you want us to see, what other top 5 industries to see, and then we will look through them, and then who knows, sooner rather than later, we will do another sharing on it again. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening, and I'll see you next time. Okay.